continuing story of Peyton Place. Starring Dorothy Malone as Constance Mackenzie, Warner Anderson as Matthew Swain, Ed Nelson as Michael Rossi, and Mia Farrow as Allison Mackenzie.
For Paul Hanley, a quest which parallels Elliot Carson's, a search for the murder of his sister, seems about to end.
Elliot, I want you to give me that diary back.
Give me some time.
18 more years.
Now, look, Paul.
Well, what are you going to do? Threaten to destroy me instead of Harrington? Now, something has to be done. I'm going to do it.
What'll you do?
I don't know.
You've got to
Do something. All right, maybe I shouldn't have come back. But I did. And I found out that the man who killed my wife was Leslie Harrington, and now I can't do anything about it. Well, that doesn't matter. Believe me, all I'm thinking about is our daughter. That sounds strange. Our daughter, Alice.
Yes, it went very smoothly. Yes, Doctor, George reacted very well to being home. Oh, he seemed quite relaxed, yes. Yes, he even joked about his therapy at the hospital. Yes, he showed us the clay figure. When should I call again? Well, of course, we want to do everything possible to help George. All right, I'll call tomorrow, right after the staff meeting. Thank you, Doctor. Your dinner's on the stove. All I have to do is heat it up.
Oh, don't bother, Mother. I'd just like to relax for a few minutes.
Oh, a hard day?
Oh, on the feet. That was Dr. Kessler, wasn't it?
Yes, with good news. George told him how much being home meant to him, and, well, he's feeling better now, better than he has in weeks, and he wants to know how soon he can come home again for a longer visit.
Well, do they really think he's ready for that?
They're trying to decide. I told him how well the first visit went. Much better than we expected, really.
That was just a few short hours and you were with him all the time. But that doesn't mean he can handle the excitement of a longer stay.
Oh, I think he proved that he can. We were quite concerned, you remember, about how he would react to the news of your annulment, your settlement. Well, he seemed to take it very calmly.
Oh, he seemed to. And he never told Dr. Kessler we found the clay figure crushed to bits. I managed to do a little reading about different cases, and
And you think that makes you a qualified psychiatrist?
I want Daddy to come home, but I want him to be well. I hope he never has to go back to a hospital.
So do I. Betty, your father seems to be improving. If coming home helps, then that's a chance I have to take.
Mother...
I owe it to him.
I know how you feel, but... I'm just afraid you're hoping for too much too soon.
Well, good evening, Mr. Harrington.
I was getting ready for bed. What is it you want?
I'd like to have a word with you.
Do you realize how late it is?
Oh, indeed I do. Yes, I'd say it's later than we think, by approximately 18 years.
What's that supposed to mean?
Think about it.
At this time of night?
It was about this time of night when I first heard the voices.
Voices? Have you been drinking?
By no means.
You've been talking rather strangely.
I've been listening to you, Mr. Harrington, to your words, to the voice that projects them.
That's enough of this. Good night.
Good night? Now, that's something I don't believe I've ever heard you say before. Perhaps it's because you left without bidding her good night.
Left who?
My sister. The night she was murdered.
Oh, come now. What is all this?
The quarreling I heard at the beach house, a man and a woman. Only the man wasn't Elliot Carson, as I always believed. It was you.
You've a wild imagination. Are you telling me you can identify a voice you heard once 18 years ago?
Let's say my memory was prodded a bit by certain written material. My sister's diary.
You gave the diary to Elliot Carson.
A legacy from my father.
Do you think I killed your sister?
You killed her.
I didn't. I did not kill Elizabeth.
The diary proves
It proves nothing. But you don't even have the diary now, do you?
I can quote it.
And face a suit for slander?
Mr. Harrington, do you really believe you're in a position to sue me? And even if you were, what would you hope to collect? No, I'm the one who's going to collect.
How much?
Are you offering to pay me?
How much?
Not a cent. I'm only interested in serving justice.
If that were true, you'd have taken the diary straight to the police instead of Elliot Carson. But no, you seem to enjoy these sadistic little games.
It was no game testifying as a child in that court of law, wondering the rest of my life whether I helped convict the wrong person.
All right, all right.
I gave the diary to Elliot because I felt I owed him at least that much. Now, his refusal to put it to proper use doesn't mean the game, as you put it, is over. Oh, far from it. I've only just begun to score. Good night, Mr. Harrington.
Miami Airport? I'm checking on the estimated time of arrival of flight 407 from Lima, Peru. Yes, of course. Switch me over to them.
Robert?
I asked her to call me as soon as she landed.
She will.
But she's scheduled to... Yes? All right, I'll hold. Busy. At this hour.
I wonder how much Claire has changed.
Changed?
2 years in the wilds of Peru?
The mountains.
The mountains.
Now who's the worried one? Claire's doing important work. Her medical team is... Yes. I'm checking on the arrival of flight 407. Oh. Well, would you make sure that passenger Claire Morton is requested to call her father at home? Oh, yes, she'll know. Thank you. She's expected to land in half an hour.
Robert?
Yes?
Have you no idea? None at all?
Why, Claire is coming back?
Strange. Even after 2 years, it seems so sudden, without warning.
Without warning?
I did say that, didn't I?
Yes, you did, Grace.
Passenger Claire Morton. Passenger Claire Morton. Please report to the airport area phone at gate 1. You have a long-distance phone call. Passenger Claire Morton. Please report to the airport area phone at gate 1.
Hello, this is Claire Morton. You have a phone call for me?
Yes, Miss Morton. One moment, please, and I'll connect you.
Hello, Father?
Claire, wonderful to hear your voice. And about time, too. It's been 2 years. Was it a rough trip?
No, it wasn't bad. It was just long.
How are you?
As well as could be expected, as they say at the hospital. How about you?
Fine.
Your mother's anxious to talk to you. I'll put her on.
Hello, darling.
Hi, Mother.
Welcome back to civilization.
Oh, I'm ready for it.
And we're ready for you. Now, don't spend your vacation down there soaking up the sun.
Come on home and shiver with us. Here's your father.
When can we expect you?
Well, I'm going to catch a plane to New York in about a half an hour.
New York?
Yes, I have to pick up some sort of an award at the university.
Well, that sounds wonderful. What's it all about?
It's a paper I wrote on tropical diseases. I'll call you from there.
As soon as you can. Good night, dear. And Claire, we're very proud of you.
Thank you, Father.
She's picking up an award for her paper on tropical medicine. She'll be delayed.
Porter! Porter!
Ma'am?
I want a cab.
Do you have any luggage, ma'am?
Luggage? Yes, it's ticketed for New York, but I've changed my mind.
Are you all right?
Yes. I'd better point it out to you. I have 2 suitcases. I'm going into town.
Luggage is over that way.
He says he fishes these waters a couple of times a week. Last time out, he caught a big black sea bass and took him nearly 2 hours to land it. And he gives all the credit to you.
Well, I sent your father down to Florida to get some rest, not to wrestle with sea monsters. But I'm glad he's getting his strength back.
Well, he does have a little problem, which is why I came to see you.
What's that?
Yeah, listen to this. He says, son, I've been to half a dozen doctors, and they've given me pink pills, green pills, red pills, and purple pills, but nobody down here has the little yellow pills. The next time you see Dr. Rossi, please ask him for the name of the little yellow pills.
Well, I'm sure the green pills, the red pills, and the pink pills are every bit as good as the yellow pills I gave him. But we never convinced your father of that. I'll write him out a prescription.
Yes, of course, Doctor. Well, if you feel George is well enough, we'd be delighted to have him come home. Doctor, I didn't mean to sound... It's just that I didn't expect a second visit to come so soon. I think it's wonderful.
Thank you again, Doctor.
It's all right anytime.
Yes, I will. Thank you.
Is everything all right?
George is coming home.
Oh, that's great.
For a whole week this time. They wouldn't let him do that if he weren't making real progress, would they?
Of course not. Well, that's certainly good news.
Yes. Only my poor boss, he's been so good about giving me time off to visit George, and now I have to ask for tomorrow morning off, right in the middle of office hours.
Oh, you have to pick him up in the morning, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you let me do it?
Oh, I couldn't ask you to.
No, I have to go up to Weston in the morning for supplies. I go right past Greenville. Unless you think George wouldn't want me to pick him up.
No, he'd like that. He considers you one of his few real friends here in Peyton Place.
Well, that's settled. You arrange it with the sanitarium, and I'll be there around 10.
Thanks, Elliot. That'll be a great help.
I'm glad. I'm happy for both of you.